Deshaun Watson posted this on his Instagram.
The performance comes when, your back is against the wall. It comes better because you kind of got to really lock in. You don't have anything pretty much to lose. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Everyone's doubting me. Everyone don't believe in me. Everyone don't think that I can get back to where I was. But I know and I believe the work that I put in, what I believe in myself, the peace that I've been, channeling these last couple months, I know I'm gonna be way better than before.
My chain got BBS, I got red on the seaside side of the vet. I do not know.
I'm prepared, and I think before I wasn't prepared because, I was kind of going with the flow of how the world was seeing me. But, when you kind of get knocked down to the ground and you got to stand back up and walk through the rain, that brings out another fire, another challenge, another grit that you have inside.
I'm the biggest.
And the biggest thing is really just mental. My mentality, the things that I got to deal with the outside and not taking everything personal like I mentioned before.
Yeah, I go hard, I'm probably the best.
Taking everything and just bringing it full force and really just standing in front of it, face to face. The challenges, the adversity, whatever comes with it, gonna come with it. But as long as I'm doing it my way, I'm cool, I can live with that.
Spencer, I don't wish ill will on anybody, but I think Browns and the Browns fans are ready to move on from that. And just, I hope he comes back, but I don't think it's going to be here.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's the writing is kind of on the wall here, especially after the comments Jimmy Haslam made at the owners' meeting last week about that move being a big swing and a miss. What I find interesting about all this is like, I don't want to be harsh because I do respect the fact that any athlete, Deshaun, Myles Garrett, across sports, like they're all going to have confidence that they can, if they're coming off of an injury or otherwise, that they're going to be great, right? Like that's kind of comes with the territory. When you make it to that level, you make it to that level for a reason. You have to have some sort of confidence and ego about you, I think, to even succeed in professional sports. So it's not that I blame him for feeling like he can still come back and play at a high level and believing he's going to be better than he was before and saying those things publicly. I get all that. I just, like, at this point, nobody's buying that. Like, I think at this point, it's one of those, like, if this is true, you need to prove it on the field now. We're done with like the small talk and the hype videos on social media. And that's the other thing about all this for me is I don't know if I've ever been around a professional athlete who is maybe as tone deaf as Deshaun is, from the sense of he says certain things, but then his actions speak differently. Like he constantly is telling everybody that he doesn't care about the outside noise. He doesn't hear it. He doesn't pay attention to it. And then he is sort of cryptically posting after the owner says that they had a big swing and a miss in trading for him. And when other people are sort of bringing up that they don't know, like there was the article on ESPN this week about like an anonymous executive didn't know if anybody would sign Deshaun Watson if he was released by the Browns in a year from now. Like he always feels the need to respond to all these things, but he says he's not listening to them. So I just don't get it. Like he doesn't do himself any favors by posting this stuff. Like it just creates more. If he's trying to get away from the toxic conversation around him, or that he feels is toxic around him, then he probably should just kind of move in silence, if that makes sense. Like, I think it would serve him better just to rehab, do his thing. If there's pictures posted every now and then, or people saying like, hey, Deshaun's here, he's working out, that's one thing. But for him to like do these videos and like show that he has the boot on while he's working out and like feel like he has to respond to every little thing, nobody wants to hear that at this point. Like you got to prove it yourself. You got to prove it on the field. And I think that ship, as you alluded to, has very much sailed between the Browns and Deshaun. And I think this time next year, we'll be talking about a player who is a free agent and whether or not he even has a career in football anymore.